Born in the backwoods of Mississippi, Elvis Presley rose from humble beginnings to become the undisputed king of rock and roll. With his smooth, seductive voice and electrifying stage presence, Presley captured the hearts of fans around the world and forever changed the course of popular music. Here are some fascinating facts everyone should know about Elvis Presley. Fact number 1. Elvis Presley, also known as the King of Rock and Roll, was a major player in the world of rock and roll. He broke down barriers that paved the way for the genre and brought a new level of showmanship to the stage. Presley's energetic live performances and innovative fusion of musical genres set him apart from other big bands and singers of the time. His concerts drew huge, enthusiastic crowds, and he sold more records than any of his rock and roll contemporaries. The King title was first applied to Presley in an article by a writer who referred to him as the fledgling King of Rock and Roll on May 4, 1956 in the Pressimeter, and the nickname stuck, cementing Presley's place as the King of Rock and Roll for good. Fact number 2. Elvis Presley had a twin brother named Jesse who was born just before him on January 8, 1935. Unfortunately, Jesse didn't get to live very long and passed away during childbirth. The family didn't have much money at the time, so Jesse was buried in a shoebox instead of a casket. He was laid to rest at Priceville Memorial Gardens in Tupelo. Even though Jesse didn't live as long as Elvis, he will always be remembered through the stories that are told about him. Fact number 3. Did you know that Elvis Presley was actually a natural blonde? He started dyeing his hair black at a young age and became obsessed with keeping it that way. There's only one photo of him with his natural blonde hair, which you can find on the wall at Graceland. At one point, he even used shoe polish to dye his hair black because he couldn't afford the expensive hair dye. It's pretty rare to see Elvis with anything other than jet black hair. Fact number 4. Elvis Presley bought Graceland when he was just 22 years old. In 1957, he paid $102,500 for the house and 13.8 acres of land surrounding it, which provided a nice little farm for the Presley family. Later, Graceland was declared a National Historic Landmark in 2006 and has become the second most visited house in America, right after the White House. It's pretty impressive that Elvis was able to buy such iconic property at such a young age. Fact number 5. Scatter was a chimpanzee that Elvis bought in 1961. He had previously been owned by a Memphis TV personality, Captain Bill Killebrew. Scatter was a bit of a mischief maker. Scatter's behavior eventually goes so out of control that Elvis finally had to banish him to a climate-controlled room made especially for him. Fact number 6. As a young boy, Elvis Presley had dreams of becoming a police officer. In fact, he was so serious about his desire to serve and protect that he actively sought out real police badges from the cities where he performed, often having his name or initials inscribed on them. He took great pride in owning several authentic badges, cherishing them as symbols of his admiration for law enforcement and desire to make a positive difference in his community. Fact number 7. Despite being arguably the world's most famous and beloved star, Elvis never performed outside North America. He did leave the United States for military service in Germany in his early 20s, and he did perform a selection of shows across the border in Canada. But he never toured internationally. It'd been believed that Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, talked him out of touring abroad because Parker himself was an illegal alien. He had no passport documentation, and he feared that if he left American soil, he wouldn't be able to get back in. Fact number 8. The 1968 comeback special was a major milestone in Elvis Presley's career, marking his return to live performances after 7 years of focusing on his film career. Filmed in front of a live audience at NBC Studios in Burbank, California, the special featured Elvis performing a mix of new and classic songs, showcasing his dynamic stage presence and iconic black leather outfit. The special also included interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, giving viewers a glimpse into Elvis's personal life and humanizing him. The special was a huge ratings success and helped reignite Elvis's popularity, leading to a successful tour and a string of hit records. It remains one of his most iconic and memorable performances. Fact number 9. Elvis Presley is the best-selling music artist of all time, with over 1 billion records sold worldwide. He received 14 Grammy nominations from the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences and won 3 Grammy Awards during his lifetime, all for gospel music. In 1986, Elvis was one of the first musicians to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, solidifying his place as one of the greatest musicians of all time. It's no wonder that he is still remembered and celebrated as the king of rock and roll today. If you know any more facts about the king, then let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.